We're back again, and we're still saying thought watchers can never go to hell because you're watching everything in your life. If you could control your thoughts, you can control your world. Because remember now, and Change Your Thoughts, Change Your World book, in that 11th page, we wrote there that your belief become your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words become your action. Action become habits. Habits become your values. Values become your destiny. So thought watchers got a destiny. And that destiny is saying, I'm going to serve God with all of my heart, all of my mind, and all of my strength. That thought watcher is saying, listen very carefully, very carefully. I believe what God said. Watch this here now. Look at Luke 10 and 19. Remember now, when a person believes God, strange things happen to them. And folks don't understand how it's happening, but in reality, it's happening because they trust God. And also Luke 10:38. Read for me. It's 6:38, brother.
Luke 10 and 19.
Go ahead.
Behold, I give unto you power.
Listen what it's saying now. Go ahead, son.
I give unto you power.
Read it.
To tread on serpents and scorpions.
Read it.
And over all the power of the enemy.
Now this is thought watchers. Why? Because my thoughts are pure, honest, and just. Wow, Dr. Jefferson got a song out that says, I went to heaven. And when my thoughts are pure, honest, and just. Where heaven is not just in the heavenly places, it's 2 and 6 of Ephesians. We're seated together in heavenly place in Christ Jesus. So your thoughts should be pure, honest, and just. Your thoughts should always, because you're a thought watcher. Keep reading from it, son.
And nothing shall by any means hurt you.
Look at that word, nothing. It means just that. Nothing can harm, can't touch you. We talked about Joseph last week, how that Joseph from 17 years old, he was put down a hole, a cave, and he was sold into Egypt by a contraband and wound up in Potter's house. But the writer said in that 39th chapter and that 37th chapter that Joseph, as long as he was in the house of the Lord, as long as he was in God's house, he prospered in the Egyptian's house. So watch this here. Go real quick to the book of the Genesis from real quick. And let's read 27, 1, 2, and 3 right quick of Genesis 37. Let's read. Watch this here. Now, I want you to see what happened here. Read it from the time real quick.
Genesis 27 and 1.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass when Isaac was old, and his eyes were dim.
Read it.
So that he could not see.
Read it.
He called Esau,
read it,
his eldest son, and said unto him,
read it.
My son.
Read it.
And he said unto him, Behold.
Now, what they call him?
My son. And he said unto him,
read.
Behold, here I am.
Read it.
And he said, Behold now, I am old.
Read it.
I know not the day of my death.
In other words, I'm old. I don't know when I'm going to leave here, but I want one more little bit of your venison. Go ahead on, son.
Now therefore take, I pray thee,
read it,
thy weapons,
read it,
thy quiver and thy bow,
read,
and go out into the field,
read,
and take me some venison.
In other words, I want to eat. But he obeyed his father. He obeyed what his father said. Some of you know the story already, what took place, what happened with his wife, Rebecca. You see what I'm saying? Rebecca took the younger son and put him in place of Esau. You follow me? She took Jacob and put Jacob in the place of Esau. Wait a minute, don't get it twisted now. She did not disobey Isaac. She didn't do that at all, period. Watch this whole one here. Romans 9 for me real quick. And begin to read to me about the 5th verse from real quick. Watch here now. She did not disobey Isaac. She obeyed God. She never, in her mind, she knew that Jacob was the one. Esau was the one that was terrible. Because when you read the scriptures, 26:35 of Genesis, the Bible said that Esau was grieved to the mind. What did it say, son?
Romans 9 and verse 5.
Read it.
Who are the fathers?
Read it.
Of whom is concerning the flesh?
Read it.
Christ came.
Read.
Who is over all.
Read.
God bless forever. Amen.
Read it.
Not as though the word of God have taken none effect.
In other words, it don't mean cause people go to hell, they wouldn't take no effect. It means they were ordained and chosen for hell. You read Revelation 3 and 5. You read it. It says that our names are blotted out, but every name was in the book of life. But God blots them out when you do something. Don't let God blot your name out. Read for me. Go ahead, son.
For they are not all Israel,
Read.
which are of Israel.
Why, they said over in Israel, they're saying the president paying more attention to the Jews. Wait a minute, son. You a Jew too. Because you're Ishmael child, you're still a Jew. Go ahead on, son.
Neither, because they are the seed of Abraham.
Read that.
Are they the children?
In other words, cause they the seed of Abraham, make the children. Because Esau sure wasn't. Isaac and Esau, none of these was. Ishmael wasn't either. You read the 17th chapter of Genesis when Abraham tried to give Ishmael to God. He said, wait a minute now. I'm going to give you another son. And then Abraham laughed at God and said, wait a minute now. How about Ishmael? He said, I'm going to give Ishmael 12 princes. But my covenant is with Isaac. Because you did in the 16th chapter of Genesis, you listened to your wife and you went into an Egyptian. But because he's your son, I'm going to still bless him. Go ahead on, son.
But in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
Read it.
That is, they which are the children of the flesh.
Read it.
These are not the children of God.
Ishmael, y'all follow me? Esau, all of them was of the flesh, not of God. And God do not deal with the flesh. We deal with our flesh. God deals with our spirit. Go ahead on, son.
But the children of the promise
Read.
Are counted for the seed.
Read, son.
For this is a word of promise.
Read.
At this time will I come.
Read.
And Sarah shall have a son.
What now?
And Sarah shall have a son.
He never mentioned Hagar, but in that 21st chapter of Genesis, he mentioned Hagar. In the 16th chapter of Hagar tried to run away and told her, don't go nowhere. But his dealing was with Sarah. Read, son.
And not only this.
Read.
But when Rebekah also had conceived.
Read that.
By one.
Read.
Even by our father Isaac.
Read, son.
For the children being not yet born.
They ain't did nothing wrong. Read for me, son.
Neither having done any good or evil.
Read that.
That the purpose of God.
Now watch this now. Not to Abraham. Read what it say.
According to election might stand.
Read that.
Not of works.
Read.
But of him that calleth.
Read.
It was said unto her.
Hold it. It was said to her. The older gonna serve the younger one. He didn't tell Abraham that. He told Sarah that. That's why Sarah unknowingly put Jacob over Esau. He gave Esau the blessing. God gave Jacob the blessing. You read Romans the 12th chapter, you'll find out why. Esau was profane. He was a devil. You follow me? Profane and a fornicator. He didn't want nothing to do with God. Some of you are the same way. I'm telling you right now, God gonna set your barley fields on fire. Ask God to give you a heart to serve him. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. You see what I'm saying? So that means that, and all through time, and when Abraham was dying, Jacob was dying, Isaac was dying, rather, Jacob, rather, he crossed his hand. He had on the right hand was an Ephraim, and on the other hand was Manasseh on the right hand, and Ephraim on the left hand. He crosses his hand and touches Ephraim with the right hand and Manasseh with the left hand. And then Jacob said, wait a minute, that's the wrong one. Wait a minute, Joseph, brother, that's the wrong one. He said, no, son. Manasseh gonna be great, but this one gonna be greater. Why, Daddy? Because the elder has to serve the young one. Y'all remember that. The elder always served the younger. God established that. You follow me? The elder will serve the younger. And it's not of him that run it or him that will it. It's God that ordained it that way. All through Scripture, the elder serves the younger. It's the plan of God. Now go back to Genesis again for me real quick. Watch here now. Now when you look at the Scriptures, go to 37 and 1. of Genesis. Read from real quick. What do it say? See, remember now, when you look at the scripture, you got to go from her letter and their letter to each scripture to get the idea. What it's saying?
Genesis 37:1.
Read it.
And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger.
Read it.
In the land of Canaan.
Now, in other words, Jacob dwelled where his father was a stranger. See, Jacob, Jacob's father was Isaac. You follow Isaac. So Jacob dwelled there. Go ahead on something. It's funny how that we can do something and our sons or daughter go to the same place, not knowingly we pass that way also. Go ahead.
Verse 2.
Go ahead.
These are the generations of Jacob.
Read it.
Joseph being 17 years old.
What? 17 years old when God started dealing with it. How old was you when God started dealing with you? God started dealing with me as 4 years old. 4 years old. Some people, God deal with them when they're children. But then he allow you and let you understand what he's saying. Read from the Psalm.
Joseph being 17 years old.
Read it.
Was feeding the flock with his brother.
Read it.
And the lad was with the sons of Bilhah.
Read it.
And with the sons of Zilpah.
Read it.
His father's wife.
Go ahead.
And Joseph brought unto his father
Read it.
their evil report.
What now?
Their evil report.
In other words, Joseph told on his brothers. Joseph told on his brothers an evil report. He was sent down to watch him, and they got angry. Go ahead on, son.
Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children.
Now when it say that, it means it's for a reason. He don't love him like y'all think it do, but Joseph was a child of his old age. So therefore, if you got children, some of y'all got children, it's a young one come in. Ooh, look what John doing now. You don't love him like, don't get it twisted now. He didn't love them more, he just loved them a different way. Go ahead on, son.
Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children.
Read ahead.
Because he was the son of his old age.
Go ahead.
And he made him
no, son, because he was the last child he had got then. Y'all follow me? Go ahead, son. Now remember now, another one coming called Benjamin. Go ahead on, son. But it never said he loved him more than that. Go ahead, son.
And he made him a coat of many colors.
Read it.
And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more
Read it.
than all his brothers,
Read it.
they hated him.
In other words, they did hate him. Put him down a cave or down a well, sold him into Egypt. Y'all follow me? See, Joseph went into Egypt before anybody even went into Egypt, before any Israel people went into Egypt. Joseph went there first. That's why he gave commandments that when you come out of Egypt, bring my bones with you. You follow me? So I show you that to show you this 17-year-old boy, what took place with him. You follow me? So now go to what we at, 37?
37.
Now go to 39 and 1 real quick, and read it real quick.
Genesis 39 and 1.
Read it.
And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh.
Now here's a rich man with a whore's wife. A rich man with a whore's wife. It's always going to be somebody trying to pull you out of God. But a thought watcher cannot be pulled out of God. It is impossible, because their mind is always on God. And being on God, he's going to show you what to do and what not to do. Go ahead, son.
And Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh.
Go ahead.
Captain of the guard.
Read it.
An Egyptian brought him.
What now?
He bought him of the hands of the Ishmaelites.
He bought him. The Israelite had him. Which, now, Israelite, remember now, Israelite, you know who the Israelite is? Ishmael's children. They bought him. Ishmael's children did. Then was devil shown up. They bought him and sold him to Potter in Egypt. Go ahead on, son.
Which had brought him down thither.
Go ahead.
And the Lord was with Joseph.
What now?
And the Lord was with Joseph.
Let me tell you, thought watcher, God is with you. Don't make no mistake. He's going to protect you. He's going to lead you and guide you in a plain path. Read from the son.
And he was a prosperous man.
What now?
And he was a prosperous man.
Even in captivity, if you belong to God, you'll prosper. And everybody going to know it. Y'all follow me? Because if prosperity follow you. One man said, money looking for me. I said, I'll stop and let him catch me. Come on out of here. Read from it. Go ahead, son.
And he was in the house of his master, the Egyptian.
Read that.
And his master saw that the Lord was with him.
What now?
And his master saw that the Lord was with him.
People see if you with God or with the enemy. They see it. Because everything that Joseph did prospered. And I'm telling you, thought watchers, everything you do is going to prosper. Because you're constantly with God on your mind. Go ahead, son.
And that the Lord made all that he did to prosper in his hand.
Read it.
And Joseph found grace in his sight.
In other words, he found grace in his master's sight. You know the story. And everything he touched, it turned to gold. But Potiphar's wife come at him, and he grabbed hold to his coat and tore his coat off of him. And she held that coat and told the servant he tried to mess with me, told a lie. What you at, son?
Verse 4.
Jump down to the 8th verse real quick for me.
Verse 8.
Go ahead.
But he refused.
Read it.
And said unto his master's wife.
Read.
Behold, my master would have not.
What now?
My master would have not.
Read.
What is with me in the house.
Go ahead.
And he have committed all that he have laid to my hand.
Am I going to do this here? My master done blessed me with everything he got into my hands. I won't do it. Go ahead on, son.
And there is none greater in this house than I.
Go ahead.
Neither hath he kept back.
Now notice what he's saying. I'm the greatest one in this house other than you and my master. Go ahead, son.
Neither hath he kept back anything from me.
Go ahead.
But thee.
Read it.
Because
he kept you away from me. Thank God it is. Go ahead on, son.
Because thou art his wife.
Read it.
How then can I do this great wickedness?
In other words, I'm not going to mess with you. Go ahead on, son.
And sin against God.
Read it.
And it came to pass.
Read.
As she spake to Joseph.
Read it.
Day by day.
In other words, now I tell you something. Women or men will wear you out. Keep giving you the same old sound, but thought watchers cannot be fooled. Y'all follow me? That's where you get Matthew 24:24. If it were possible, they'd fool the very elect. You cannot fool a thought watcher. If he or she quit watching his thought, you can fool them. But they're not going to do that because they're prone to God. Read from it, son.
That he hearkened not unto her.
Read it.
To lie by her or be with her.
Read it.
And it came to pass.
Read.
About this time.
Read.
That Joseph went into the house.
Read it.
To do his business. And there was none of the men of the house therein with him.
Always keep somebody with you as a witness. You know somebody after you, men, women, keep somebody as a witness. Do not go by yourself preaching. Keep another man around you. Let somebody lie on you. What happened to the man of God? She lied on him. Read from it.
And she caught him by his garment, saying,
Go ahead.
Lie with me.
Come on, sleep with me. Go ahead, son.
And he left his garment in her hand.
In other words, he got out of there. Too late. He should have had a witness in there that you couldn't touch him. Read from it.
And fled.
Read it.
And got him out.
Read it.
And it came to pass.
Read.
When she saw that he had left his garment.
Read it.
In her hand. And was fled forth.
Read it.
That she called unto the men of the house.
She called the, what's she say?
And spake unto them, saying,
Read.
See, he hath brought me in Hebrew.
What now?
See, he hath brought me in Hebrew.
He brought me this Hebrew, and he tried to mess me. Go ahead on, son.
Unto and to mock us.
Read it.
He came in unto me.
Read it.
To lie with me.
Read it.
And I cried with a loud voice.
In other words, I cried and run him out. She's lying. People will lie on you, people. They'll lie on you. The master gets home. Of course, he's going to believe his wife, but he didn't, though. He knew what his wife was. You know what your mate is. You know whether he or she is belong to God, don't belong to God. But he put Joseph in jail. Joseph hadn't did nothing. He put him in jail. And then, even in jail, jump now to the 30th chapter for me real quick. What are you, 39th verse? 39th chapter. We go to the 40th chapter. Begin at about the 4th verse for me. Read from it real quick. I'm trying to hurry.
Genesis 40:4.
Go ahead.
And the captain of the guard charged Joseph with them.
What now?
He charged Joseph with them.
Read it.
And he served them. And they continued a season in a war.
Go ahead, son.
And they dreamed the dream.
Read.
Both of them.
In other words, the captain of the guard did what now?
He served them.
Go to 41 for me. 40 and 1 and read for me.
Verse 1. And it came to pass after these things.
Read.
That the butler and the king of Egypt, the butler of the king of Egypt.
Read it.
And his baker had offended their lord, the king of Egypt.
Read it. In other words, he put them in jail. One gonna die, one gonna go serve back. Now jump down to the 13th verse from real quick.
Verse 13. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thine head.
Now notice something. Now Joseph was a dreamer. And he tells the baker, in 3 days, he gonna lift off your head, cut your head off. But he tells the butler, in 3 days, God's going to restore you. And that's just what happened. You know the story. And Pharaoh had a dream, couldn't interpret. And they bring the man of God in, he interprets it. Let's jump down to the 41st verse, and let's just go to about the 28th verse from real quick. Let's go to the 15th verse.
Genesis 41:15.
Go ahead.
And Pharaoh said to Joseph,
read it.
I have dreamed a dream.
Go ahead. Now you know the story. He dreamed it for 7, 7 this and 7 there. Let's jump past that. Now go to about the 23rd verse. Wait, quick.
Verse 23.
Go ahead.
And behold, 7 ears withered.
Read it.
Thin and blasted with the east wind.
Read it.
Sprung up after them.
Read it.
And the thin ears devoured the 7 good ears.
Read it.
And I told this unto the magicians.
No, I done told all my men. Go ahead on, son.
But there was none that could declare it to me.
Read it.
And Joseph said unto Pharaoh.
Read it.
The dream of Pharaoh is one.
Remember now, Joseph was a thought watcher. He watched everything. He wondered, he watched, and he found out later on that God wasn't picking on him. God put him in the powder house and jailhouse and down in a well to preserve life. Y'all following? Preserve life. If Joseph had not did those things, he'd have never saved Israel. Go ahead on, son.
The dream of Pharaoh is one.
Read it.
God have showed Pharaoh what he is about to do.
In other words, God will show you what he's going to do. The Bible said he reveals the secret to his prophet and to his preachers. Go ahead on, son.
The 7 good kind are 7 years.
Read it.
And the 7 good ears are 7 years.
Read it.
The dream is one.
Read it.
And the 7 thin and the ill-favored kind that came up after them are 7 years.
Go ahead.
And the 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine.
Go ahead, son. 7 years you'll have nothing to eat. If you don't listen to me, he's saying. 7 years, nothing to eat. But Pharaoh was a wise man. God allowed him. Make no mistake. If you're doing good, cause God allowed you to do good. You got wisdom cause God gave it to you. And when you read on down further, they said, Joseph said, he didn't pick, said, find you out a wise man that can store up for so many years. And he looked around and said, ain't in here like that. They said, no, Lord, they know. He said, well, you do it, Joseph. And that's how Joseph became the man. You follow me? He rode in the second chariot behind Pharaoh. Pharaoh put a ring on the finger and said, only on the throne am I over you. And I'm off this throne with the equal. Now that's called power. You follow me? Well, he was a 17-year-old man. Go down to the 42nd verse now. 42nd verse, read for it. What does it say?
Verse 42.
Go ahead.
And Pharaoh took off his ring.
Read it.
From his hand.
Read it.
And put it upon Joseph's hand.
Read it.
And arrayed him in vestures.
Read it.
Of fine linen.
Well, go ahead, son.
And put a gold chain about his neck.
Double for his trouble. Read from it, son.
And made him to ride in the second chariot.
Read it.
Which he had.
Read it.
And they cried before him.
Read.
Bow the knee.
Joseph. Hello. Read from it, son.
And he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt.
Over what now?
Over all the land of Egypt.
Read it.
And Pharaoh said unto Joseph,
read.
I am Pharaoh.
Read.
And without thee
read.
Shall no man lift up his hand.
Nobody do nothing without you, Joseph. You the man. You can be the man too, or the woman too. Be a thought watcher. When God said do it, do it. Read from it, son.
Or foot in all the land of Egypt.
Read it.
And Pharaoh called Joseph's name.
Read.
Zepharaneth.
Read it.
And he gave him to wife.
Read it.
Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar.
Read, son.
The priest of On.
Read it.
And Joseph went out over all the land of Egypt.
Read it.
And Joseph was 30 years old.
How old?
30 years old.
Jesus Christ was 30 years old when he first started preaching. 30 years old. He preached for 3 years and died. 3 years. Joseph was 30. Jesus was 30. A type of Christ, Joseph was. You're a type of Christ too. We can't finish this right now, but listen, I want you to get your offering in. Let God bless you. There's 15 folk that can give $100. Do it so God can bless you. Be a thought watcher. So I'm gonna watch this 100, make it and let it multiply into 1,000, 10,000, 20,000. Do it so God can bless you. There are 20 more that can give $200. There's 6 that can give 1,000. There's 5 that can give 500. Do it so God can bless you. Do it so God can bless you. Do it. Be a thought watcher. We love you. Love coming into your house. But I love asking you for an offering to bless you, because you're going to be blessed doing it. We didn't get 6 and 38 of loot. You give, we're going to be giving unto you good measures. Press down, running over, men heap to your bosom. We got to go now. Love you. Thank God for you. See you next time. God willing. Bye-bye.